Host Sri Lanka got off to a brilliant start in front of their home crowd last evening, scripting a brilliant win over Bangladesh, 132 to 38. Skipper Aaron Gerald led from front for Sri Lanka's dominant win against Team Bangladesh, as Sri Lanka and the crowd here present here will hope that they will do things better from this game against the Maldives. Sri Lanka taking on Maldives in a much awaited clash. Maldives went down to India last afternoon in the first game of the SABA U18.
This is a match that we have in store for you in a few moments. Sri Lanka taking on neighbours Maldives in the Under-18 Asia Cup South Asian Basketball Association qualifiers for the year 2026. Sri Lanka go in heavy favourites for this match after thrashing Bangladesh by 94 points on Monday, and that was a 132 to 38 win for the hosts. And the opponents, Maldives, they went down to the other powerhouse in this group, India, by 130 points to 57. So Maldives probably the third best team in this qualifying group and will run Sri Lanka close, but Sri Lanka should have enough in the tank to win this one. Yesterday's results coming up for you, and India, like I said, thrashing today's opposition to Sri Lanka, Maldives, by 130 points to 57. Sri Lanka's women won against the Maldives as well by a 30-point score, 74-44. And Sri Lanka beating Bangladesh, as Reshwan said moments ago, 132 to 38. A superb performance by the Sri Lankan team, and defensively they were quite outstanding, and that's what the Sri Lanka coach Sushil Shanta will be hoping that they will be able to practice before they get to this big India game. Here are today's matches. We had Bangladesh taking on India earlier in the day, and it was a big loss for them as well. Bangladesh 31 points to 104 for India. India perhaps taking their foot off the gas a little bit in that game to make sure that they didn't expend too much energy before the match against Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's women going down by an identical margin that they won yesterday, 74 points to 44 to the Indian women. And now we have Sri Lanka taking on the Maldives in their final group match before they take on India on the 27th. That's tomorrow. Here's the Sri Lanka team warming up in their white warm-up shirts, and the Maldives in their red warm-up shirts. The shooting has been pretty good, but of course everyone shoots pretty well in warm-ups. It's how well you shoot in games that makes a difference. The Sri Lanka fans, the Sri Lankan women have played pretty well in this competition, always moving a little bit closer to the goal, catching up with India in the women's format. And Sri Lanka, of course, will think they have a realistic chance of beating this Indian lineup. Some of the teams in this competition, and the supporters awaiting tip-off in this game. We're live from the Sugathadasa Sports Indoor Stadium. Quite a few fans have made their way to this venue, which is not the easiest one to access at this time of day. But the Maldivian team, knowing that India were maybe a mountain too high, will try and really take it to the Sri Lankan team, test themselves and understand where they stand in the region. Sri Lanka blessed with 5 6-footers in their lineup out of the 11 on the Sri Lankan roster today, 5 of them in excess of 6 feet. Chamithu Vijayasinghe at 6'6" is the tallest player on show today, and at 6'5", Sudham Liyanage, the captain, and centre will be the next tallest. And we'll meet all those players and more when we come back after the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to welcome the teams to the court, starting with Team Maldives. Put your hands together for number 5, 4, Aqib Mohamed Nasheed. Number 5, Nasheed Ahmed. Number 6, Luis Silal Ismail. Number 7, Yan Yusuf Shiham. Number 8, Layan Ahmed Jamil. Number 9, Rafael Abdul Alim. Number 10, Khail Mohammed Sifan. And number 11, the captain, Aik Mauroof. Number 12, Laika Amana Mohammed. Number 13, Yunus Hassan Aidin. Number 14, Yal Abdullah Nasheed. Number 15, Luke Mohammed Arish. And the team is coached by Zabir Ahmed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the home team. Starting with number 0, Liam Thomas. Number 2, Chamithu Vijayasinghe. Number 3, Disara Gamaralage. Number 4, Aaron Gerald. Number 5, Rasindu Gunawardana. Number 9, the captain, Sudham Liyanage. Number 11, Vijan Karyakaravana. Number 12, Ashel Ambawate. Number 22, Anujita Makota. Number 24, Mithun Vijendra. Number 99, Namindu Waduwavalage. The team is coached by Sunil Udukumarage and ably assisted by Tharidu Fernando. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems of Maldives, followed by Sri Lanka.
The national anthem's done and the referee's calling the two teams in for the traditional handshake before the game. And lots of smiles before the start of this match. And here are the players starting for Maldives. Nasheed, Jamil Maharuf, Aman Hassan and Arish, coached by Zabir Ahmed. Ismail Zilal, Ian Shiham, Rafael Alim, Yusuf Sifan and Luke Arish will be the first five. Tallest player in that lineup will be Kyle, who stands 5'11". And for Sri Lanka, the starting five: Chamidu Mudiyansalage, Gerald Aaron, Rasindu Gunawardana, Sudham Liyanage and Namidu Waduwavalage. And on the bench, Thomas Gamaralage, Ambavatta, Kalatawage, Vijendra, Waduwavalage and Samarasundara. Coached by Susil Shanta, assisted by Tarindu Fernando. Here are officials for the evening. David Raju from India will be our head referee, and alongside him Arundhati Banerjee and Valmak Sonal from India. Nice brand new Wilson balls available for everyone. And Sri Lanka in their new kit. Last time they played this SABA tournament, their kit was a lot less flashy, but this kit looks pretty fancy. And Sri Lanka's #1 sports broadcaster, ThePapare, also adorning that kit, as Mithun Vijendra, his trademark Horace Grant goggles, or James Worthy, depending on how old you are. Getting a few sighters. Sri Lanka bench. Officials. The Maldivians, they'll be looking to make sure they don't let Sri Lanka get off to a fast start. Wouldn't want too many transition plays where they allow the Sri Lankans too much dominance over the court. Want to make sure that as a smaller team they get right in the faces of the Sri Lankan side and don't allow easy passes. It'll be interesting to see what defensive tactics this Maldivian team uses against the bigger Sri Lankans. And for Sri Lanka also, it'll be interesting to see how much of this game is preparatory work and how much is about winning this one. India, of course, looked like they might have eased off in the game against Bangladesh. And with that big Sri Lanka-India match coming up, will be interesting to see what the tactics are. Joining me in the commentary box, Clifford Surendra. Clifford, good to be back in this Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium, watching what is a very promising Sri Lankan side.
Hi Shanaka, good evening, and it's so nice to be back here and so nice to sit with you after a long time. So it's a wonderful game they had yesterday. It was a good start. They were playing some very free-flowing basketball, and today is going to be another day, but they have to start fresh. But my concern is, like, these boys are going all out. Yesterday was crazy day, like, at halftime they were pretty much at 80 points on the board. That's a massive score. Also we had one injury. Tisera, like one of the key players, he was just going in there, but then again, luckily, based on the team manager's feedback, nothing serious, just got a swelling ankle, so he'll be rested for this game and expecting him to be returned for the India game. But today, this one is crucial, but they have to win it. But let's see, like, how they're going to play the game. That's what is important.
Yes, I was just saying that they will have one eye on that India game, make sure they don't expend too much energy, make sure they get out of the game without too many injuries. and also don't show India too much of their hand. So will be interesting preparation. But today's opposition is the Maldives, and they will certainly look at this as their biggest game of the competition.
Well, I think pretty much they put everything out there yesterday. So today is going to be a different day. Let's see how they're going to manage this game.
Chamidou with the easy tip-off win against Kyle. And he's back at the low post, backing up against Kyle. The first shot doesn't go, and he gets the rebound and the foul. So good to see some good movement from the big man. He's quite mobile, managed to tip off and get down to the low post pretty quickly.
Shanak, if you look at the team composition and also the players they play, unlike typical good old days basketball, you don't see pretty much pivot play or post play. Pretty much it's going to be free-flowing basketball. But what I see from this player is like basically he's been Chamidou's been fantastic, and yesterday he had a lot of offensive rebounds as well. That is what is important for the team.
Outside shooting from Maldives seems to be their go-to tactic, but the first two shots from Chamidou at the free throw line not going well, but that one he gets the tip in, and the first points on the board for Sri Lanka. First bucket for the big man Chamidou Vijayasinghe. Scored 15 points in the last outing. Be aiming for a little bit more. And a nice little running release from Mohammad Zilal.
It was a beautiful combination yesterday. Gerald combining with Sudha. Beautiful dunk. What a finish that was.
Saw that on the highlight reel. And Chamidou again getting his hand in the face, but not enough. And a lovely finish that time by Yusuf Shiham. Maldives draw level early doors. Sri Lanka working it around, and that's a lovely cut and a lovely spot by Chamidou as well. Well finished by Gerald Aaron. Just allowing too much space for Aaron to cut. And again from the outside, but nowhere near the net that time from the Maldivians. Once again it was Mohammad Zilal with that shot. They look to be shooting at the first opportunity from the perimeter against this bigger Sri Lankan team. Aaron again releases. It seemed like it was a good release, but again not a good miss. You want to at least hit the rim. Give yourself another chance. Sri Lanka adopting a half-court press, and nice defensive work that time from Rathindu Gunawardena, who will bring the ball up. Calls for play number one, and it's released from downtown, but once again the perimeter shooting hasn't really hit its mark yet. Zilal driving in is Abdul Alim, and he will get the foul. Kyle is the man that draws it.
Well, yesterday's game, Sri Lanka was too fast for the Bangladeshi team, and they were pretty much moving in all directions. But today it's going to be a tough ask for them, because Maldives also, they play very fast basketball, and that's going to be a good contest for Shanaka. But also I wouldn't say Bangladesh was a bad team, because they tried everything and they had the penetration, but they were not getting those points conversions. But I hope Maldives will probably would have watched that game, and they will definitely try to get those points in.
Chamidou Vijayasinghe with that foul there, conceding the two shots, and Sri Lanka in the lead by a solitary point. Make that three as Rathindu scores. Bangladesh working it around the three-point line. Sri Lanka making sure they pressure the Maldivians at the top. and the pressure turns into a steal. Control the ball this time, it's kept in by the skipper. Sudam Lianage, but turned the ball over. So Bangladesh having quite a bit of possession, Clifford, in this early stage.
It's good to have that, because often you give the ball away to Sri Lanka because they have a good attacking side, but also latter stages of the quarters, like when they go on for the full court press. But here, when you look at it, the more you have the ball, the more you can crack the Sri Lankan defense.
Certainly, as Chami Divijay Singh again at the low post, and that's a lovely turn and finish from him. Against a much smaller player, you're going to expect that to be one of the go-to tactics.
They're trying to push through his way and grades the shot as well. Shannon, talking about the defense and having more ball, what happens is, if you look at the Sri Lankan side, they are more of an attacking side, and they're so trained like that. And the more they are not going to have the ball, it's going to frustrate them. So they're going to go and go for the fouls. So that's good. That could be a good tactic for the Maldives to handle, because, knowing the Maldives and coaches, they have studied the Sri Lankan team so well, quite well. They've been here before and they have played with us, they have seen us, and that's one of the nations that we move very, very closely with in terms of basketball. So they know our playing pattern, they know, and our players have played in Maldives as well, so they know how Sri Lankans, the thinking pattern, etc. So definitely they will frustrate us, the Sri Lankan team. By having the ball, definitely it's going to cause more problem for them.
Sri Lanka will need to lift their defensive game in preparation for India as well. You're not going to be able to just run willy-nilly against this big, experienced Indian side. So players like Chandu Singh will need to make sure they don't give away fouls like he just gave away at the other end of the court. With his height, probably just needs to get his hand up there and make sure he doesn't make too much contact, especially this early in the game. It's been a small change as Vian Vidhanalage comes on. So coach wanting to use his full complement of players in this game, make sure they stay fresh. He's got one more group game and the finals coming up, and again it's been turned over. Prasanna Gunawardena controls to Vian. Nice cut again from Vian, and now Sudam Lianage, the skipper, dribbling a little bit more than he would have wanted to in the paint, but gives the ball away off the backboard, and Maldives can't control it.
Well, missed opportunity for Sri Lanka. Susil Udukumbura, Sri Lankan coach, is not really happy about it.
Sri Lanka again the low post to Sudam Lianage, and Lianage finishes. Sri Lanka 10, Maldives 3. They haven't been able to control this amount of ball that they've got. A lot of pressure from Sri Lanka, but that was a nice 1-2 from Maldives and a lovely finish as well. That was finished off by Rafael Abdul Alim. Aaron, lovely pass to Aaron. That's the second time he's run that identical line. And his big centre spotting the cut. Nice spin move that time, and a lovely finish again from Mohammad Zilal. They can play this Maldivian team, Clifford. Good individual skills.
They've been brilliant. Basketball is a very popular sport in Maldives, and we have been to tournaments there. It's just like more or less like a schools rugby match. What you're seeing right now, you get always a full house and massive support.
Zilal that time, double dribbling. The Maldivian coach not very happy about that. Zabir Ahmed will need to Make sure he doesn't get on the wrong side of the referees. Liam Thomas to come on. The number 10 jumper, and he will control. Gerald with a lovely floated ball, and that time Chamindhu Vijayasinghe doesn't manage to finish.
Oh, what a beautiful passage of play there. Gerald taking the screen of Chamindhu and also giving that return pass with the pop. Beautifully freed him up.
Sri Lanka defending very high, forcing Maldives into those long-range shots. The Maldivians will do well to run the shot clock down, won't they, Clifford? Just to make sure they move the Sri Lanka team around, try to get an opening if they are going to shoot from the perimeter. Not doing much to get free.
Surely will do that, but in the meantime, Liam Thomas, he opens his account. Beautiful drive, saw that gap.
Nice play off the ball from the Sri Lankan team. Moved right out of Liam Thomas's way, took the defenders away, and Sudham Liyanage now to finish this one. And from the turnover, the Sri Lankan captain slams it home. Once again, that high defensive line really proving the undoing for Maldives. Probably not used to this kind of pressure in their domestic games. Aaron, lovely step. And going into the paint was Rashindu Gunawardena. Good steal from Liam Thomas again. And they just can't get the roll, but it's good defensive play. And now Maldives come away with it. They've got a man over, but once again, good hustle from the captain, Liyanage.
I'm surprised to see full court press is pretty much coming on so early. So that shows the level of fitness. And also, Shanaka, we have a good bench. The Sri Lankan team has a fantastic bench. Yesterday we saw Methun Vijayendra and Navindu Wadualage. They're coming in like adding more points. And also, if you look at the defense, right, the moment there's a fumble, you'll see the top three of the Sri Lanka will dashing down because they're so used for these fast breaks, and that's how they're trained.
Yes, it looked like they want to play a really fast, total basketball kind of tactical game. Liam Thomas hustling for that ball along with Kyle Sifan. Maldives ball. So an 11-point lead for Sri Lanka in this first quarter. Maldives won't mind that because they've been in the game, just haven't been able to find the finish. And Rashindu Gunawardena again hustling the Maldivian control, and that's the defense paying off. Nice ball in front of Gerald Aaron, but he can't control it.
Once again, it's fast breaks. So what matters is the defensive rebounds, but Sri Lanka has been so good with the offensive rebounds as well to get those extra points.
Rashindu Gunawardena again trying a little shimmy and dart to the basket. It's a foul by Maldives. Might be a side ball. But looking at the Sri Lankan team, Clifford, it looks very much like they're a right-hand dominant side. And lots of the driving seems to take place on that right-hand side. Makes them a little bit easier to defend. Here's Gunawardena going on the left this time. But again, the right-handed shot and the finish.
Well, Shanak, if you look at the whole picture, there's a reason for that. I was just starting to figure out, like, pretty much the drivings were happening on the right-hand side. But if you look at it, Chamindhu is playing as a center on the left, and he's been attacking on the other side. And also, most of the time, Liyanage also comes in, plugs himself from the left, even though he's playing as a power forward on the right. So, therefore, that opens up the right-hand side pretty much most of the time.
Gunawardena with the extra point as well, as Zilal goes to the bench. Ball up to Kyle, who hands it back. And that's a better shot, but not close enough. As Aaron will run this one up the sideline. Maldives now with the aggressive defense up the court. That was like Aman. Aman called for the reach-in foul there. Aaron coming off the screen. And the reverse layup, just can't finish it. Sudam Liyanage with the put back, and that time Jamidu Vijayan Singha with the rejection at the defensive end. Liam Thomas looking for the pass and then takes a shot. That's a nicely taken shot, but can't get it to go. And Gerald Aaron coming in from the blind side. I thought there was a pass for Aaron to make there.
Well, he could have offloaded it, but he was just opting to go one-on-one, and well, it was a terrible block. No movement at all, just the shoulder.
If you're going to foul, that's how to foul, isn't it, Clifford?
You really have to make it count.
Aaron Gerald gets the first of his 2 shots.
Son of Coach Gerald.
Takes those 2 shots and goes to the bench in favor of Vian Vidanalage, who comes back on. And once again, Liam Thomas deputized for the full court press. And again, the steal is a good one. Sri Lanka need to flood their lanes, but Sudam Liyanage will take it all on his own. And it's nicely finished. The Maldivian defense did not want to know, with the big Sri Lankan captain running at them. Shiham throws it away, and that's a nice ball over the top to Liam Thomas, but just a little too far. But he does well to get back and take the under the basket shot, which he needed to convert.
A couple of occasions I noticed Liam Thomas is so confident, he's not using the board, he's straight away going for the rim, and which shows the confidence, but also, like you can too, you have to make the use of it. And also, if you look at the Sri Lankan defense once again, the top 3 been pushing really hard from the half court onwards, so that's creating problems for the Maldivians.
Liyanage at the top of the key, and the big man Vijay Singh as well. Another foul, and that will be off the ball for Sri Lanka. It will be a 2-shot foul.
So with that, the team fouls has gone on to 5, so which gives Sri Lanka the opportunity to have, every time there's a foul committed, like 2 attempts. So they really have to make it count. No mistake.
Rushing to sinking his second free throw, and we come down to the last couple of possessions of the quarter. 25 points to 7. It's been pretty dominant from Sri Lanka. They haven't really been tested. Kyle from downtown, and just off the rim. Sudam Liyanage with a chance to maybe make the last play of the quarter, but Rasindu Guruvardhana turns it over on the other end. Zilal again with the steal there, and Vian Vidanalage just can't get it to roll. And Sri Lanka will have another attempt at the basket before this quarter is up.
.16 seconds on the clock, 14 on the shot clock. Shamandu Vijay Singh going for another attempt. So pretty much a flat release. Could have popped the ball using his height. 26-7, not a bad score, pretty much dominating quarter for Sri Lanka.
Just with a few seconds left on the buzzer, Rasna Gunawardena throws it up. Leon Thomas can't get it to go. And the last 30 seconds is one Sri Lanka would have wanted to forget. They just haven't been able to get it close. But they will have yet another chance. Leon again to Vijay Singh. Nice ball, but can't get to it in time. And the Sri Lankan captain throws up the last shot of the quarter. But that's the end of time, and it's 26 points to 7. It's another good scoring quarter for Sri Lanka, Clifford, but they will need to tidy some things up a little bit. Their finishing under the basket has left a little to be desired.
Well, there you go, 26-7. Sri Lanka leading in the end of the first quarter. And so that's a good start with Shamandu Vijay Singh, the tallest in the camp. But Maldives not giving up. They've been sneaking through. And Ian Yusuf been a live wire for Maldives. But the first phase of the attack has been very much with Sudham Liyanage, the skipper, along with Shamandu Vijay Singh. And Aaron Gerrard been kept quiet since the third quarter yesterday. But he hasn't been doing very well. But then again, it's not his bad day. But then again, most of the scoring's been done through the centre and the power guard. So that is something like Sri Lanka has been doing so well. Probably change of tactics compared to yesterday, Shanaka, because there were a lot of things have changed.
Yes, we'll be back with second quarter action after the break.
Nutrition high, konda mung at soya rice. Telu dekatu Nutriline, protein samagin rasarasakin. Nutriline, rasarasakin.
Nutriline power එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
How is life? All good? Good to see you. How are you? Like, I don't go anywhere. Weekends. My daughter also, like, she finished O levels and she's doing HND and stuff. So she's not doing it. She's not brighter than she. Welcome back. You're watching the SABA Asia Cup Qualifier 2026, the Under-18 Boys Championship. Sri Lanka taking on Maldives the second day today.
Vian Vidhanalage inbounds to Liam Thomas. And the two big men in the center of court for Sri Lanka. Liyanage gets a opening down the left, but unable to finish. It's a couple of shots that Sri Lanka will rue and can ill afford to miss. Maldives trying to grab that inbound ball, but not able to do so. Here's Liyanage with another chance and a lovely no-look pass to Shamandu Vijay Singh.
Beautiful teamwork there, penetrating forward, using the pace, dismantling the Maldivian defense.
Straight from downtown, that time was Shiham. Looks like there would have been a foul there on the shot.
And while on the rebounds, there was a holding foul. So Maldives get another opportunity.
Liyanage a little late in reacting, and that time the left-footed step. Once again, a good finish by Zilal. He's been one of the better players for Maldives in this first quarter. Vijay Singh. Nice cut and nice finish by Vian. It's untidy from the Maldives, just throwing it away. under pressure from this hustling Sri Lankan defence.
When you look at the scoreboard, 30 points to 9, Maldives will obviously they'll be having a sense of urgency to do some catching up instead of conceding more.
There's Vian, gets it away to Aaron, and that's a nice finish by Gerald. But he hit the floor pretty hard there, Clifford, and hope that's nothing too serious. There he goes. Ooh. There's a little bit of a hyperextension on his knee.
It's just the pain. He's a very flexible player, very versatile, good agility, good athleticism.
And Gerald, 5'11" in height, scored 21 points in the last game. He was Sri Lanka's top scorer. From way downtown, it's a good range, but not close enough from Maldives. Here's Gerald again, lovely little crossover. 3 Maldivian players converging on him, and he's calling for his big men to come into the paint with him. I think he may have a case there.
Well, the good thing for Sri Lanka is Aaron Gerald is only still 16 years old.
This is Zilal, and it's a double dribble. It's a carrying turnover.
I was yesterday talking about this playing kit, Chanaka, and so good to see Sri Lanka moving away from the traditional just plain white and red and white kit, and this looks more pretty Sri Lankan, I would say.
Quite modern, isn't it? I was talking about it just before tip-off as well, as Liam Thomas sinks the jumper. They look a bit flash, and they're playing in the same way as well. Maldives managing to get away with that loose ball, and Jamil finishes it off. It was untidy from Sri Lanka. Liam Thomas. Here's Vian. It's again Vian shooting from long range. Hasn't been great, but Sudam Lianage will put back the rebound. Good offensive rebounding from the Sri Lankan captain. It's Jalil again, and Vian Vidanalage with the rebound. They've got back to cover Gerald pretty well. And now Chamidu spinning towards the baseline. That's a nice finish from the big man.
Amazing stuff. Beautiful stuff. And if you look at Maldives, Zilal has been one of the standout players. But he has to step in, but the rest of the team has to support. They're not getting much support play coming in to work that ball around. You can see pretty much players idling on the corners, which is not going to help them. But in the meantime, Sri Lanka breaking away once again. Not trying to go for the shots, just trying to settle in and send the ball around. But while doing that, there was an offensive foul. Chamidu Vijay Singh. That's not so great. We are still in the middle of the second quarter, and Vijay Singh is already on 3 fouls.
Yes, that's what I was talking about earlier as well, Clifford. That first foul that he gave away, completely needless. So he's got to make better decisions. It's easy for us to say, but you've got all those arms and legs. It's like a small octopus. Vijay Singh needs to make sure he controls his body. Used to playing against much smaller players, I would assume, in the Sri Lankan school circuit, Clifford, but you need to change up when it comes to these international games.
Very true.
Abdul Alim. Nice ball. That's a wonderful pass. Length of the court almost right into the breadbasket for Gerald. Nice spin move. Bangladesh from downtown. They just can't get one to go. Liam Thomas escapes the attention of Jamil just for a moment. Now crosses over, tries to spin and eventually finds Sudam Lianage. Nice little backdoor move from the Sri Lankan captain.
Maldives trying to penetrate but not getting the finishing. They are not seeing that rim, they are not seeing the net.
Mithun Vijendra has come on for Sri Lanka. It's like he replaced Chaminda Vijay Singha. Once again, Maldives wanting to attack the rim, but the Sri Lankan defense collapsing well, and they don't really have an option once they make that first penetration. Nobody really giving the ball carrier an option.
Well, Shanak, if you look around, Maldives is passing the ball around. The ball is being moved, but not the players are moving, except for the top two, like who is next to each other. The rest are pretty much stationed. And that's not going to create any help or rather gaps.
Spot on, Clifford. Liam Thomas wins the foul at the baseline. It's a bump. Blocking foul, very clear. And Thomas will inbound to a fairly big Sri Lankan lineup. Here's Gerald. Foul was well before the 2 steps were taken.
Well, if you look at the Sri Lankan game yesterday, out of 10 on the court, all 9 has been into double figures, except for Theesara, who got injured and walked off. But other than that, the rest of the team has been on double figures. So it's good to see everybody's contributing, everybody's getting involved in the game.
Sudam Lianage dunks it home again. And the Maldives, that's a nice coast to coast almost, but just couldn't find Zilal in the corner, and Sri Lanka finishing through Gerald again. And now they've turned it over. Need to flood the lanes, and unfortunately coming right off the backboard there. Gerald just couldn't get it to finish. Sri Lanka call a timeout.
Interestingly, that's the first timeout in the game. 47-11, Sri Lanka leading against Maldives. The story's been different so far. Maldives been giving a fight and they've been restricting Sri Lanka, or is Sri Lanka playing slow today? That's the question. But again, tomorrow is going to be another important game. I'm sure they'll be preserving the energy. They just want to go through this hurdle and get past and get themselves qualified for tomorrow's game. But in the meantime, you can see Sri Lanka is still dominating the game, 47-11, and that's a good score approaching the half-time, Chanaka.
Just about 4 minutes to go in the quarter. They've already outscored. They will outscore at least the first quarter score of 26 points. Lovely ball from Sudam Lianage to Aaron Gerald, and Lianage finishing off. Liam Thomas with a nice find of his captain, and Gerald with the putback off the turnover.
Four minutes 53 seconds on the clock, and this young Sri Lankan team, they are fearless. They're playing some fantastic basketball. They're playing with so much confidence, and good to see them coming out like that in an international stage.
Yes, they certainly don't seem to be overawed by the event. Good work being done in the domestic circuit as well. Lots of coaches, lots of basketball being played competitively, lots of tournaments, which is good to see. So these boys really know how to play a game, and whether you're playing against your brother in the backyard or whether you're playing an international game, the attitude is still the same as Gerald puts home the first three-pointer for the evening.
The first 3-pointer for the game of Team Sri Lanka. Goes up to 50.
Brings up Sri Lanka's half century. I think it's fair to say there's a lot more basketball being played now and not many more players playing basketball now than back in the day, Clifford, and that's apparent from the way this team is performing.
I'll say so, but these players, I mean, not multidiscipline sports, they are pretty much focused on basketball. And see, unlike good old days, you get like, you know, players, cricketers those who are playing basketball, rugbyers those who are playing basketball, and basketball has always been a complementing sport. But cricket now, it goes throughout the year because they have the 50-over format, 20-over, and the 2 days, and rugby season is completely different, you know. So that gives these lads to focus 100% on the basketball as well. And but talking about the schools tournament, but still the level, the tournament structure needs to be improved, because right now still they have the district and the national tournaments, but when it comes to the All-Island Championship, it's just a couple of groups or maybe 4 groups, and you play 3 or 4 games in the group. So that's causing problems for schools. I mean, when it comes to colours presentation, or it could be like any echo, you can't evaluate a player with 4 to 5 games.
Nice shot from the corner. Gerald has got his sighter. It's always good to get a few of those under your belt ahead of big games. And not just about finishing the shot, Gerald, it's about managing to get the man free in that corner and move the ball to him.
He is an intelligent player, and if you look at it, probably you'll see Methun Vijendra coming in, and he's also another playmaker. Did so well yesterday.
Nice spin there, lovely spot just before he goes double team. Sudham Lianage got the ball, it was a good pass and managed to turn and finish. Lots of moves from Zilal, but just can't get it to go as Vijendra comes away with it and will finish. No, he doesn't. Left-handed layup, no good, but that's because of the foul.
Methun Vijendra with the goggles. He's got 2 shots to attempt. One out of 1. The second attempt goes in. Sri Lanka extend the lead to 58-11, but in the meantime, Maldives looking for options.
Just haven't been able to break this perimeter defense, have they, Clifford? Because they haven't got any tall players to target from that perimeter. None of these Maldivian players over 6 feet. So they will really struggle. So they've got to just make sure they move, create space through their off-the-ball movement, use a lot of screens, but they don't seem to have got that going. Liam Thomas with the nice putback. Sorry, that was Navindu.
100% agree on that, Chanakya. You can see the ball movement is there, but the player movements are not there. But that's on the opening, one-on-one. So this is what they've been trying to do, even from the top. They're trying to go like a one-on-one, but Sri Lanka has been closing those gaps, not giving that lane and the opening for the Maldivian players to freely drive.
Liam Thomas being beaten on the left side that time. Vijendra thought he could probably have looked to take a shot there with the turnaround, but the foul was drawn.
I would say that was a little bit harsh. 60-13. They had a good rest after the game last night and had a shooting session in the morning. And back in the court. Well, every point counts. And if you look at it overall, Shanaka, the advantage has been Sri Lanka has been getting the offensive rebounds as well.
Release a little bit hard from Vijayendra. Doesn't look a natural shooter, Mithun Vijayendra.
Another offensive foul, so which gives the opportunity for Maldives to regroup.
Here's Maldives again trying to shoot that mid-range jump shot, and Zilal will get another opportunity, and that one straight down the throat of Aaron Gerald. And now Rasendu Gunawardena will take over the controlling duties. Just can't find Gerald on the cut. Zilal again. This time it will be Jamil who puts the ball up, but to no avail. And Gerald slows it down and drives all the way to the basket. Again, good understanding to free the lane up from his other offensive players. And Zilal with the first three-pointer for Maldives.
So seems like Zilal is the only designated shooter, and he's been attempting the 3 points on 4 occasions, and this time made it count. But in the meantime, beautiful drive and finish by Rasendu Gunawardena.
Saw the opening and took it, Rasendu. And now he's back on defense, really pressuring Maldives at the top here. Very clear tactic that coach is using. Here's Rasendu again and finishes nicely. So again, it's Sri Lankan's defense that's creating these opportunities. Hanging off a little bit there, and Vian with the ball, and lovely spot. 2 good passes, but Mithun Vijayendra just can't finish. You get another opportunity, and this time it will be banked home.
And that's the end of the first half. Sri Lanka with a commanding 68 points.
68-16 going into the halftime. Shanaka, talking about the Sri Lankan defense, there's nothing much to talk about actually, because they only have to put pressure on a couple of players, the guy with the ball, the guy next to him. And other than that, you don't see many of them are moving. So that's giving them those fast breaks. You just block at the top, and then again the ball goes in. But there you go. That's a halftime score, 68 points to 16. Sri Lanka leading against Maldives.
It's been a fairly action-packed first half for the Sri Lanka team. Sugathadasa gave it a nice little no-look there to start off the second quarter. And then Maldives, the nice finish through Zilal. Couple of mid-range jumpers hit. You don't really see much of them in the game anymore. Chamindu Vijay Singha. Nice spin move on the baseline. Full court pass from Sugathadasa again to Aaron Gerald. And Liam Thomas that time finding Gerald for the first three-pointer of the evening and the second. Vival attacking the basket. Gerald has been Sri Lanka's leading scorer in the first 2 quarters. Rasendu Gunawardena attacking, and with the last shot of the half, Mithun Vijayendra getting Sri Lanka up to 68 points. We'll be back after the break.
Nutrilite nutrition high, konda mung at soya the rice. තෙලිමුද එකතුව නියුට්‍රිලයින් ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් නියුට්‍රිලයින් රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Experience every heartbeat and every goal like never before. From cricket to football, rugby to athletics, we capture the spirit of every sport that ignites our passion. Relive legendary moments, exclusive interviews and expert commentary, all in one place. Join us for live coverage of thrilling matches and events, bringing you closer to the action. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action, feel the excitement.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද රයිස් තෙලිමුද එකතුව නියුට්‍රිලයින් ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් නියුට්‍රිලයින් රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Two proud nations, one epic rivalry, and a tour that promises fire. From raw pace to fearless stroke play, from moments of brilliance to battles that define champions.
Edge there, he's gone, didn't take
Australia arrives in Pakistan for 3 epic ODIs. From the 30th May to the 4th of June, catch the action live on the Papare 2, the Papare 2 HD, Dialog Play and ThePapare.com.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද රයිස් තෙලිමුද එකතුව නියුට්‍රිලයින් ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් නියුට්‍රිලයින් රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
From the Caribbean rhythm to the Lion Nation roar, this is a clash of flair, fire and fearless cricket. 3 ODIs, 3 explosive T20s and 2 classic test matches. Sri Lanka Tour of West Indies 2026, 3rd of June to 7th of July. Catch the action live on the Papare 1, the Papare 1 HD and Dialog Play.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද රයිස් තෙලිමුද එකතුව නියුට්‍රිලයින් ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් නියුට්‍රිලයින් රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Every generation gets one moment, one chance to carry a nation's pride. From the 25th to the 29th of May, Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Maldives come together for the future of basketball. FIBA U18 Asia Cup SABA Qualifiers 2026. Catch the action live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද රයිස් තෙලිමුද එකතුව නියුට්‍රිලයින් ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් නියුට්‍රිලයින් රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action, feel the excitement.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද රයිස් තෙලිමුද එකතුව නියුට්‍රිලයින් ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් නියුට්‍රිලයින් රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
ලොව අංක එකේ ක්‍රිකට් සැනකෙළිය නැවතත් තියුණු තරගකාරීත්වයේ උණුසුම දැන් ඔබේ නිවසටම. IPL උන්මාදයට Dialog Television සමග එක්වන්න. Rupiah 397කට IPL pass එක සක්‍රිය කරගෙන මුළු IPL season එකම Star Sports නාලිකා ඔස්සේ නරඹන්න. සක්‍රිය කිරීමට ඔබේ දුරකථනයෙන් on හිස්තැන DTV හිස්තැන ඔබේ ගෙනුම් අංකය හිස්තැන 2026 ලෙස ටයිප් කර 0770 679 679ට SMS කරන්න.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයා දරයි තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
හයේ පහරවල් දියුණු කඩුළු දවා ගැනීම මේ කිසිම දෙයක් මග හැරගන්න එපා. කොතැන සිටියත් ඕනෑම වෙලාවක සජීවීව IPL අත්දැකීම දැන් ඔබේ අතටම. IPL උන්මාදයට Dialog Play සමග එක්වන්න. අදම Dialog Play App එක ඩවුන්ලෝඩ් කර රුපියල් 268ක් රීලෝඩ් කරන්න. Star Sports නාලිකා ඔස්සේ මුළු IPL තරගාවලියම සජීවීව නරඹන්න.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයා දරයි තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
The legends return to rule. The rivalries reignited. Cricket's greatest names. One epic series. Asian Legends League 2026. From the 2nd to the 14th of June. Catch the action live on the Papare 2, Dialog Play and ThePapare.com.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයා දරයි තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
The biggest spectacle in franchise cricket, Indian Premier League, is back for another thrilling season. Sri Lanka's finest stars and the global icons are ready to set the grandest stage of them all ablaze. Every six that shakes the stadium, every yorker that silences the crowd, every moment that stops your heart. Don't just watch it, feel it. Live on ThePapare.com.
This happened. Oh, what an effort. Cope technique.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයා දරයි තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
The tradition continues. From signature clashes to heart-stopping endings. Every pass, every tackle, every try writes a new chapter in Sri Lanka schools rugby history. Old rivals, new challengers, underdogs who rise with one dream. Dialog Schools Rugby League 2026. Live on Dialog Television, Dialog Play and ThePapare.com.
Nutrilite Nutrition High කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයා දරයි තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite ප්‍රෝටීන් සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Experience every heartbeat and every goal like never before. From cricket to football, rugby to athletics, we capture the spirit of every sport that ignites our passion. Relive legendary moments, exclusive interviews and expert commentary, all in one place. Join us for live coverage of thrilling matches and events, bringing you closer to the action. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action. Feel the excitement.
Nutrilite nutrition high කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද rice තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite protein සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Two proud nations, one epic rivalry, and a tour that promises fire. From raw pace to fearless stroke play, from moments of brilliance to battles that define champions.
Edge there, he's gone, didn't take
Australia arrives in Pakistan for 3 epic ODIs. From the 30th May to the 4th of June, catch the action live on the Papare 2, the Papare 2 HD, Dialog Play and ThePapare.com.
Nutrilite nutrition high කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද rice තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite protein සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
From the Caribbean rhythm to the Lion Nation roar, this is a clash of flair, fire, and fearless cricket. 3 ODIs, 3 explosive T20s, and 2 classic test matches. Sri Lanka Tour of West Indies 2026, 3rd of June to 7th of July. Catch the action live on the Papare 1, the Papare 1 HD, and Dialog Play.
Nutrilite nutrition high කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද rice තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite protein සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Every generation gets one moment, one chance to carry a nation's pride. From the 25th to the 29th of May, Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Maldives come together for the future of basketball. FIBA U18 Asia Cup SABA Qualifiers 2026. Catch the action live on the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Nutrilite nutrition high කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද rice තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව Nutrilite protein සමගින් රසරසකින් Nutrilite රසරසකින්
නියුට්‍රිලයින් පව එක පොඩි වැද්දන්ටයි.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action, feel the excitement.
Nutrilite nutrition high කොන්ද මුං ඇට සෝයාද rice තෙලිඟු දෙකතුව
Welcome back to the live pictures here from the Sugathadasa Indoor Complex. And if you have just tuned into Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, the Papare, we are here at the Under 18 Asia Cup SABA Qualifiers played here in Sri Lanka. And it's the host taking on the island nation Maldives, who has had a tough couple of first quarters as Sri Lanka went into the break with a healthy lead of 68 points to 16, and a decent crowd in here on a Tuesday evening to watch these young Sri Lankan basketballers on action. It's good to see the crowd coming in as well as the business end of this tournament approaches. The crowds well and surely will increase because the support is very much needed for the host nation. As I once again welcome Clifford to the combox.
Thanks, Rashwan. It's a beautiful evening. We have a healthy lead of 68 to 16 for Sri Lanka, and Maldives, the evaluation is they have the pace, they have the power, they have the skills, but they are still finding it difficult to break through that Sri Lankan defense. They really have to work hard on that.
Indeed, it will be a tough third and fourth quarter to follow for Maldives. backpedaling in big time. But Sri Lanka has been brilliant. They really dominated proceedings from the word go. They haven't put their foot away from the paddle as Maldives gets us underway in this third quarter. Turnover, and Sri Lanka picking up from where they left off in that second quarter. And Vijay Singha's tall hands finally gets it through. The tall lad, he's been a menace for this Maldives defense in the back. Under the basket, he's been so threatening, and he'll continue to dominate.
Well, again, Maldives offense is not trying to crack the defense. They're just trying to go on one-on-one, which is not helping them. Sri Lanka defense is so strong, but on the other hand, they keep attacking. Well, while the entire four was out, trying to drive through and penetrate. And good effort, young lad. But Vijan making it 1 out of 1, adding more to the Sri Lankan score, 71-16. 2 out of 2, good shooting there. So in yesterday's game he contributed with 13 points, but beautiful quick turnover, a steal I would say. Little bit overcooked.
Sri Lanka really high riding here. Just couldn't get it right on that occasion. No harm done as Maldives on the other end trying to go through, and that's a very well done score from Nashid Abdullah. Goes through that Sri Lankan defense. Sri Lanka went on to win last night quite convincingly over Bangladesh. And once again a three-pointer.
2 back-to-back scores for Maldives. That'll give them some confidence. 72-21. And good fight back there, Rafael. They got 2 quarters to do that. Oh, beautiful. Another interception. Turnover ball for Maldives. 1-on-1. Good fake. Very unfortunate. Good passage of play here for Maldives. They're putting pressure on Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka missing out on 3 occasions coming into the front court, not converting them into points. And another steal. Twice it was stolen. That was a air ball. Good pressure defense by Maldives. Not sure whether it's a foul by the defender. It's probably wrong place at the wrong time. You can't blame him. There you go. Shamidi Vijay Singha comes and lands on him.
Vijay Singha, tall unit. He's been a menace for this Maldives outfit.
Substitutions for Team Sri Lanka.
Team Sri Lanka bringing on some changes. Skipper Lianage back on the court. Doesn't get his first free throw through. Vijay Singha will have a second crack at it. Gets it through this time. 73 for Sri Lanka. Well and surely running away with it now. A win for Sri Lanka tonight will see a rehearsal of that final on Friday night. And tomorrow's fixture against India will be a clash that will Really closely watched. As Aaron and Vijay Singh combine for yet another score.
Well, Aaron's been fantastic yesterday and today. He's been a live wire, been driving, been defending, been attacking, been doing everything. And good rebounds there by Vijay Singh. Sri Lanka has been dominating in the rebounding department on both ends of the court. And Liam Thomas attempting the third three-pointer. Shamil Vijay Singh. He picked it up. Did not bother to look for options. He knew that's his area and convert that into 2 points. 77-20. Sri Lanka still leading comfortably. 57 points lead. And Aaron throwing his hand out, and it's a block foul. And that's his first foul. It's quite interesting. He's been putting a lot of pressure. Sri Lanka has been doing so well in the full court press, and in the middle of the first quarter they started doing it and they were able to extend the lead, but from there onwards they're not burning much energy. It's pretty much routine basketball. But that being said, the defense has been so solid and Maldives has not been attacking so much. So they had all five in the front court, but the ball's been moving, but not the players been moving. Only the ball carrier and the adjoining player, or rather the immediate next player, will be reviewing. So that gave Sri Lanka to put a lot of pressure on them, and there were quite a few turnovers. So that's been a dominant performance in the first half. So let's see how the second half is panning out to be.
It will be a matter of Maldives learning a thing or two from that first half. Trying to adjust to this game. Get the wrong things right in this third and fourth quarter. Lienege back among the scores once again. Skipper, he's had a brilliant couple of games.
What a finish. That was a volley. Saw the defender in the head and released it early. Beautiful stuff. Sensible play by Maldivian players. Like you said, probably they would have learned from the first half, and now they know where to release and when to release. In the meantime, another fast break, 2 more points added. Gerald Aaron completing that move.
Like to see how much Aaron Gerald has mounted on points here. Had a dominant evening. Continuing on his merry way.
(81-22).
23 points for Aaron Gerald this evening. He's got one better of the Maldives. That shows how dominant he's been. The confidence in that young man is over the roofs. Liam.
Oh, easy does it. Another pick and dunk. What a slamming finish for Sudham Lienege, the skipper. Oh, 3-point attempt. Touches the ring. No completion in that shot. That's a backcourt violation. So Maldives once again with the ball, 22-83. Let's see whether they can push it through. I'm sure it'll take a lot to win this game for the Maldivians, but I'm sure they'll be able to fight back and restore some pride. And definitely it's a team on the making.
Dane Clifford, it's been a very talented outfit for Sri Lanka. They'll really want to go all the way, playing in front of the home crowd. Aaron Gerald once again misses out on 3 points.
Well, I think this is kind of a 3x3 effect for the Maldivians. And you go on fast break, obviously you're down on points, but you really don't have to go for each and every attempt has to be a 3-pointer. And you go on fast breaks, and instead of going one-on-one, you're going for 3-point attempts. And when you're getting the rebound and you have the shot clock in your favor, and instead of working that ball around, you attempt an immediate shot. So, these are signs of often 3x3 players, those who play pretty fast basketball. But on the other hand, here you're playing against 5, and also you have 5 in your team. So there's ample time, ample space, and all what you have to do is move the ball around and run through those channels and create those gaps, and where you can penetrate to Sri Lankan defense. But if you look at it on the other hand, Sri Lanka driving forward, and this is quite interesting to see. Chamindu Vijayasinghe driving from the top of the perimeter and drawing a foul on the way. So he has done so well. He's been the star today, even though Gerald Aaron's been scoring more points. Chamindu's been involved in more rebounds as well.
Indeed, he's been a menace in defense and offense, Chamindu Vijayasinghe. Aaron has backed up with points, but can't ignore the performance of this young man on your screens, Chamindu Vijayasinghe. Vijayasinghe has managed to notch up 15 points. And skipper Lianage gets his 24th point. He goes past Aaron. Now Maldives well and surely down and out in this game. It'll be a matter of finishing things off well. Vijayasinghe almost with that rebound. A regulation miss from Liam. Vijayasinghe secures that rebound. And now some calmness on the court. Liam drives in, gives it out to Lianage. He doesn't get that collection cleanly, but ball with Aaron. He makes no mistake. And this boy is having another brilliant night on the court. He was the player of the match last evening, and he's picked up from where he left off.
Obviously, he's been having a good run, and so far this tournament has benefited for him, and also he's been playing with so much ease and comfort, and that shows the level of confidence the Sri Lankan team have. And on the other hand, if you look at it, often Ian Yusuf being the lone striker so far for the Maldivians. He's been putting a much of an effort, but in the meantime you get more people contributing. That is Yusuf Kyle for Maldives. Score moves up to 24. So 5 team fouls for Maldives. So therefore Sri Lanka will get 2 shot attempts. Liam Thomas with the ball. Oh, the first one goes in. Vijayasinghe adding that extra point and making it count 2.
He's been ever present in that under the basket, especially Vijay Singh. But on the other side, Maldives finding that Sri Lankan defense napping, getting a couple of points now. Yet another foul being conceded.
Number 7 holding, and this is pretty instinctive. It happens under the post often. When you have a tussle, get pulled around. You don't have to call for those ones. I don't know. It's pretty much off the ball and not that dangerous. Just a couple of boys showing their passion, isn't it?
Indeed. Going down with a fight, Maldives. This time committing that foul was Sri Lanka. That number 11 jumper, Vijan.
Oh, good steal there, beautiful tap. Gerald Aaron saw that ball and the timing was perfect. Yet to fully utilize the bench, but he has utilized most of the players, but trying to save some energy. Oh, that's a long range one. Good effort by Sudan, the skipper.
Aaron Gerald with so much of confidence. And from downtown, but just couldn't get it through. Once again, good pressure. And that's Aaron Gerald who gets yet another couple of points. This is some work rate from the Sri Lankan outfit. Mind you, these boys will play 3 consecutive games. And Aaron Gerald once again makes no mistake. That's bread and butter stuff for that young man. Sri Lanka now 4 points away from that 3-figure mark. Vijay Singh makes that just the 2 points more. This has been brilliant from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka have that capability of trying their bench strength as well, Clifford. So very interesting to see how the think tank will go on with the things as last quarter approaches.
Well, obviously they are in a leading position. I'm sure the coach is not going to utilize many more players. He might have to run through the game and try to win this. But definitely on the other hand, the boys are pretty much hyped up. And you can see the tempo in the game. Another 3-pointer by Gerald Aaron. What a finish for this young boy. He's been having a good time out there in the court. He's the highest scorer yesterday and he's leading at the moment. And Sri Lanka team, they're enjoying, aren't they?
Why won't they? They have just been brilliant. They haven't put a foot wrong this game. End of the third quarter, Sri Lanka leading quite comprehensively, 101 points to 26. And Maldives have plenty of catching up to do and probably will have no contention in getting up to Sri Lanka. It was a quarter where Maldives as well had their moments, but Sri Lanka's class has just been brilliant. 101 points to 26. Total of 33 points for Sri Lanka in that third quarter. Just the 10 points for Maldives in the third quarter. Yet another quarter being dominated by Sri Lanka. Aaron Gerald, he's just been brilliant. Notched up over 30 points tonight as well. Currently on 33. Will surely look to add more to his score tonight. Skipper Lianage with 23 points tonight, and after him Vijay Singh with 19 points. It's been a dominant affair from Sri Lanka. Have a big game coming tomorrow night here at the Sugathadasa complex. They have India. The two undefeated teams will take on each other ahead of the final on Friday night. So tomorrow's game will be one where a lot of people will tune in, and a lot of people will gather here to cheer the host nation. Fourth and final quarter underway here.
One more to his account. He's been drawing all these punts very easily, and Maldives trying to replicate that. No success. Good handling skills on that occasion, but 3 against 1. That's not the easiest task. And once again, good roll off. Saw the coming rush in the Gunawardana. He knew the player was right up on him and opted to see what he could do differently. And we have a substitution. Anujita Samarasundara coming on court.
Sri Lanka will look to bring on fresh legs. Gerald once again gets his 3. You just can't stop this boy. He's producing threes after threes.
And you also have Ashay Lambawat on the court, another young star, a rising star. He's doing his father's, carrying his father's passion and represent the national team. Ansha Lambawat, beautiful skills and good interception. Hope he was okay. A little bit overcooked pass.
Aaron Gerald will go to the bench. Surely good days of work there you see. And once again is good from Sri Lanka. The replacements coming into the act now.
Anuj is coming on court and he is also contributing, so that shows the confidence of the bench. And well, it's very difficult to pick the starting 5 when you have a team like that. Anybody who comes in who's been contributing, and that's a good problem to have for the coach.
Indeed, that's a good headache. Come those big games for Sri Lanka next. They play India, and with this win they'll surely play that final as well against India, who have gone to win both their games. So the next 2 games will be a good test for these young lads against that Indian outfit, who looks evenly matched with this Sri Lankan outfit as well.
Methun Vijendra. Oh, pardon me. Yes, Methun Vijendra trying his luck there. Saw that gap and trying to penetrate, but he's been blocked. That's a committed foul. Chamindu Videshinga walks off and Navindu Waduvalabage comes in. In the meantime, Methun Vijay with free throws. Second attempt. That goes in. And there's a substitution coming in for Maldives. With a fresh legs.
Well, we're 2.5 minutes into this fourth and final quarter. Maldives are yet to get a score. That's how good this Sri Lankan defense has been. And once again, Maldives trying to get their first score in this fourth and final quarter.
Well, Sri Lankan defense, I wouldn't say that's bad, they're giving everything, but Sri Lankan defense is brilliant when the Maldives offense is not doing much.
Indeed, Lankans haven't put a foot wrong here. Free throw being missed. Had an opportunity to open the scoring in this fourth quarter. We'll have another opportunity. Gets it through. Maldives are underway in this fourth and final quarter.
So more substitutions coming in. Liam Thomas walking in, and he'll be replacing Vijan. 110 to 27, massive lead for Sri Lanka. Been playing a wonderful game from the beginning. Second quarter has been a little bit quiet, and third was pretty much an even one, I would say. But even though Sri Lanka extended, Maldives showed some signs of recovery. But on the other hand, the fourth quarter, and this is pretty much belongs to Sri Lanka and Gerald Aaron.
Indeed, Gerald Aaron has been brilliant. Notched up yet another 30+ score this evening. Back-to-back games with 30+ scores for Aaron Gerald. Well, pardon me, he did make just the 21 points last evening. His first 30+ score in the campaign. That will be a good confidence boost for Aaron Gerald going into that big game against India tomorrow night. And that final as well on Friday night. Sri Lanka can, we can safely say that Sri Lanka are through to that final. But the big question tomorrow will be, can they go to that final undefeated? And this time gets the three is Ashel.
Ashel Lambavat on that occasion, and that's an interception. Liam Thomas making it easy. A lane, what a finish there. And Sri Lanka is not really pressing really hard up on the defense, but still they're getting those interceptions. And 39 points on the board for Gerald Aaron. Yes, he's been having a good run, but that's not going to be so good. Definitely India will be man-marking him tomorrow. So probably like Sri Lanka has to come up with a different game plan.
Surely they'll have to go into the drawing books and change it. India surely having a close eye on this game.
On the move, on the drive, grabbing a foul. collecting 2 shots. Anujita, he's been making an impact since the time he walked in. Anujita Samarasundara. Little bit flatly aimed. Dispatch on that occasion. This time he makes it 2 out of 116. The score moves up. 27 is what Maldives is stuck with still. It's been on that board for some time. Now you can see a little bit of movement from the Maldivian boys, but that occasion was a poor pass, resulting in a turnover in favour of Sri Lanka. And this is some evening for the Sri Lankan boys. Not the same fluency as yesterday, but I wouldn't complain. Still 116 points on the board and have only conceded 27 points. So that shows a strong presence, but in the meantime, good effort, good drive, but unable to finish that. That's Eyal Abdullah. Now into attempting the 3-pointer. 3 against 3 becomes 1 against 1, and beautiful underarm layoff. He just wanted to get away from that long stretching arm of Liam. Rashid Ashif was the finisher.
Maldives now at 29 points with that previous score. Maldives are bringing on some changes. As things stand, Maldives are suffering their second defeat in 2 nights. Maldives 29 points.
$118 on the board for Sri Lanka, and another 2 more chances or other opportunities to extend the lead. He just stepped on the line. Close call, but good one by the referee. She was standing right in there. Maldives with the ball on the move towards the front court. Can they make it count? Add a couple of more points. Beautiful step inside, but the channel has been blocked. Intercepted. Beautiful stuff. That was travelling any day. Beautiful back dribble, and oh, that was close. Good effort. These Maldivian boys, they know how to sneak through, and for the first 2 halves they've been struggling, but then again the 3rd and the 4th quarter they've been doing it. In the meantime, to make amendments, Anujita converting that rebound into 2 points. The Maldives this time, they're clicking, but they're driving, they're getting there, but not getting those shots in. That's what is important.
Maldives now will look to finish this game off. Conceded yet another 100 points.
Well, on the other hand, Sri Lanka scored another 100 points. That's another way of looking at it, but it's a foul going through. Picked it up on the move, so he'll get that 2 points as well. And Navindu using his power. Tall player. Left-handed attempt, makes no mistake.
Good to see that there is replacements getting the job done as well for Sri Lanka. They've really been brilliant. Now once again, Sri Lanka securing that rebound. And will go through to get another couple of points.
Just 2.5 minutes to go on the clock. Little over 2.5 minutes to go on the clock. Well, ball's been taken back and forth, but only Sri Lanka has been getting those points. Oh, another interception. It's a foul call by the ref. Little bit of push and go. Two shots given on the occasion. $125 still, and almost 100 points lead here. So conceding less also shows the defensive strength, not only the attacking strength with high points, and which is important. And Sri Lanka has done so well. Maldives had their moments, they had their chances, but opportunities were not converted to points. Had they done it, probably they would have gone 50 past by now. But right now, you can see the body language says it all. They just want to get on with this game, get over it, and wake up fresh. Sri Lanka is still causing problems, still causing trouble.
It's been a stop-start affair in this fourth and final quarter. Still more than 2 minutes left in the game, a little more than 2 minutes. Maldives will want to take a lot of positives out of this game, and just like that, the three-pointer will make them feel a lot better.
Nasheed Akif getting that 3 points for Maldives to take them past 30 points mark. Oh, another steal off the hands of Anujita. Yunus taking that, making no mistake. And Anujita trying to make amends, and he scores on the other hand. Yes, I did give away 2 points. There you go. I'll recover that. 127 to 36. Sri Lanka leading. Once again, 3 more drawn from the center of the court. That is Ismail Mohammed, Zilal Ismail Mohammed. So that's a substitution. for Maldives. Sri Lanka team will remain the same. And new man coming in is Mohammad Laik.
Less than a minute left now. Sri Lanka. Yet another dominant performance here. They'll add more points to that before they wrap things up here. 129 on the board for Sri Lanka.
Bujan taking a roll off, but again, ball right now with Sri Lanka. Just 36 seconds to go. Probably 2 passages of play if they can run down the clock. Oh, good pressure from Maldives. And the shot goes in. Beautiful fake. Sensible bit of play there. Probably he would have seen that coming. Good draw and pass. And beautiful step and fake. And with that he goes in. The referee gives the shot, goes in, and the free throw. 129 to 41. Pretty much Maldives. They have taken the game in this quarter. You can see the pressure coming up in the half court or full court mode. But Sri Lanka, they have the ball, they have the position, but they don't have the gaps this time to really drive around. Oh, what a finish for these lads. Anujita, he's been contributing, he's been having everything, and it's been wonderful. And there you go, that's the final whistle. 132 to 42. Sri Lanka again going past 130 mark. And that's a brilliant performance, a strong performance, and a statement made by these young lads. They played with so much confidence. They played with a lot of fluency. It's been a slow affair compared to what we witnessed last night, but good enough to secure the win. But a massive win, 132 to 41. Well, I think that's going to be an adjustment in the clock. So as per the table, there's going to be another 8 more seconds to go.
Well, that's it now. That's the game done and dusted. Sri Lanka walk away as comprehensive winners in the second consecutive night. The celebrations will begin in the Sri Lankan camp as they go 2-2. But plenty of positives for Maldives as well. They came fighting well in that fourth and final quarter. Managed to notch up 15 points. That was the most number of points they scored in the game in any quarter. So they will take all these positives and come back tomorrow as they will take on Bangladesh in a bottom of the table clash. Good to see after a hard-fought game, both teams embracing themselves.
So that's going to be a crucial game for Maldives against Bangladesh. And while Sri Lanka will be taking on India, so these are going to be two crucial games, and those are the games coming up next. And definitely these boys, they have done themselves proud and they have done the nation proud. And what a finish tonight.
Did a comprehensive win once again for host Sri Lanka in front of their home crowd. 132 Sri Lanka, 42 for Maldives. A 90-point deficit between the two sides as Sri Lanka are comprehensive winners here. They've gone on to beat Bangladesh and Maldives as they will face India on a fierce battle tomorrow night here at the Sugathadasa Indoor Complex. It was yet another dominant quarter from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka managed to notch up 31 points as Maldives just the 16 points. It's been that kind of a night for Maldives as well once again. But it will be a matter of regrouping as they approach their final group game tomorrow afternoon against Bangladesh. Well, look to take all the positives they had. They had a good brief period at the end of this game, but just a bit too late for the island nation Maldives. Sri Lanka finishing off with a flourish as their replacements, the finishers, came on and did the finishing job in a quite emphatic way. Sri Lanka go 2-2. The host nation will have plenty of belief to go all the way in the campaign. As you take a look at the results from today's proceedings. Earlier in the afternoon, India went on to beat Bangladesh to go 2-2. As they beat Bangladesh 104 points to 31. And then their evening game, Sri Lanka women went down to India women 74 points to 44. And just moments ago in the night game, it's Sri Lanka who walked away winners, comprehensively beating Maldives 132 points to 42. Well, host just couldn't put a foot wrong this evening as they go on to win a comprehensive win here. And that will be a joyful moment for Lienege and his troops, who have really put on a show. The all-important game against India tomorrow night will be a big one, Clifford.
Oh, definitely, no doubt about that. That's going to be a massive game. That's what these teams have been preparing for. 2 games before that, and that would have given them a lot of confidence. Massive score victories, 100 plus, 130 plus, and definitely going into the next game, they'll be going in with full of confidence. But it is not going to be an easy game because India's been playing so well as well, and they have put up 100 plus scores as well. So both the teams are unbeaten at the moment, and they'll be facing each other. And the edge is pretty much with India, with the track record or the technical record, or rather past record, I would say. But that being said, this young Sri Lankan team, they've been absolutely amazing. Anything could happen.
Indeed, anything could happen. A lot will be hoped by this host Sri Lankan outfit, but they'll really need a win here. India, so will obviously go into that game as the favourites, but Sri Lanka are a team to watch out for, the host nation. But before that, we'll head down there for the handing over of the Player of the Match award.
All right, what an intense that game that was. Sri Lanka dominating throughout, 132 to 42 point victory over Team Maldives. Here to present the Wilson Player of the Game award. I have here with me from Wilson Sri Lanka, Mr. Niranga. To take the Wilson Player of the Game award with 25 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists and 5 steals, with an efficiency rating of 38. The captain, Sudam, please come up to accept your trophy. Okay, Sudam, can we keep you here for a second? First of all, congratulations on your victory. So you've had 2 games now, convincing victories on both. You face India tomorrow, which will probably be your toughest game, and we think, and that will be your finals game as well. How are you preparing for that?
We have a great team and a great combination, so we'll play like today and yesterday. Yeah, we will.
All right, great answer. And Sudam, so what are your personal preparations for next game?
Yeah, mainly,
All right, great. You're working on your game. Your team is all prepared. So good luck for tomorrow's game, and also you're going through the finals. This is your Wilson player of the game, the captain, Sudam. Congratulations, Sudam, and good luck for your next games. Thank you.
Well, Sri Lanka skipper Sudam Liyanage led from the front this evening as he walks away with the Player of the Match award. And a brilliant performance for that young man. And the skipper and his troops will be high on confidence as they will take on that much talented Indian outfit tomorrow night here at the Sugathadasa Indoor Complex. Well, that's it from us here. Till tomorrow, it's a goodbye and good night from all of us.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
3, 2, 1, roll.
ඉස්දින්න ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංකික ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to ThePapare.
Welcome to the live broadcast from ThePapare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
ThePapare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.